Hi, my name is Charlotte Walton, and I am a political science student here at the University of North Georgia.
Charlotte, why did you choose to pursue a political science degree?
I decided that it was probably the best choice for my future plans. I want to go to law school, and political science really opens up the area for history, communications, which is really important for that field.
Okay. How does this degree impact any of your future goals, for example, maybe the military?
Well, I want to eventually become a JAG officer, which is a military lawyer, and political science is very important in that because law is also a good degree, but political science opens up history. It opens up understanding the world economies. It's important.
Okay. And then, is there anything unique about the political science degree program here at UNG that prepares people for law school?
Well, I would say in the classes that I've taken, international law and constitutional law, for example, those are structured more to be like law school type of classes, and they're very structured. You learn a lot about Supreme Court cases, you learn a lot about international law in those classes, and they're very helpful in understanding how to break down cases, how to understand how those cases play into modern day.
Okay, so you feel like you're being prepared for law school in this degree. Okay, very good. So you already mentioned 2 upper level classes for a political science degree. Can you tell us a little bit more about those? Who teaches them, and then maybe another class?
Yes, I took political parties and elections this past semester with Dr. Cavalli, and that was very influential in understanding campaign finance, finance laws, which I didn't really know anything about until I took his course. And on paper, it just looks like numbers, but when you really get into the nitty-gritty of it, you understand that there's actors like political parties, politicians that are behind the scenes. And I would say with constitutional law, that one with Dr. Wilson was very informative, very in-depth and educational and interesting to take. There's never a dull day in class with him at all. And with international law with Dr. Miner, that was also a very detailed class, and it helped me understand the United Nations. It helped me understand international law in different ways. He had a Model UN type of day where he would involve his students come in and everyone participate in Model UN for extra credit, and that was really informative for me to understand how that works on the international scale.
Okay. And then from these upper level classes, has there been a particular class or paper you've done that spurred kind of some research interest?
Yes, with campaign finance, I definitely delved a lot more into finance law. There's so much more that I didn't know about, 501c4 groups, which are just how, groups that move money with campaigning, that I just really knew nothing about. I learned a lot about the 2010 Citizens United Supreme Court case and how that opened up campaign finance, which I never would have known about before.
Okay, wow, okay. And then, so you talked about, why you chose this degree to begin with, and since you have been in this degree and you've taken several upper level classes, has there been anything that's been surprising about this degree that you did not expect to learn or experience?
Yes, I would say I was very surprised to understand how important history is, how important communications is in this field. It's really in understanding history, like constitutional law, international law in the past, that you're able to understand how that applies to our current, present modern day activities.
Okay. And then I know you already mentioned some of your career goals. Can you tell us a little bit more about those, and just kind of your game plan?
Well, hopefully I'll graduate here in the fall. I'll go to officer training after commissioning, and I'll eventually go to law school and commission into the JAG Corps, which is the military law field in the Army.
Okay, all right. And then, Charlotte, do you have any advice for entering freshmen or prospective students who are considering pursuing a political science degree?
Yes, I would say to all freshmen, please utilize your advisors. Please pay attention to your graduation requirements, and be involved in your classes, be involved in your material, because it builds on itself, and if you plan to go to grad school, pay attention to your GPA.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Charlotte.
No, thank you.